One of the things that we love to do at AHEAD is hypothesize what specific vertical use cases and scenarios would be great to make the leap into the digital realm. And one of the ideas that we've been working on is this idea of really transforming inside of healthcare the huddleboard experience. The huddleboard's been around for the last 2 or 3 decades and has become the central point of collaboration across different healthcare systems on a facility-to-facility, floor-by-floor basis. One of the challenges associated with the huddleboard is the fact that due to its physical-only nature, individuals who want to consume the information associated with the huddleboard, whether it's corporate communications, safety information, information about the current state of issues that need to be resolved, anyone who wants to understand and download that information needs to actually be standing in front of the board. Likewise, if information needs to be updated, we're constrained by the physical dimensions of the board. And in many cases, we need to take existing information off the board in order to put new information on the board. Very, very stark contrast as to what we would expect from the tools, especially as it relates to collaboration, and such a key and critical component inside of our healthcare system. At AHEAD, we took a first step and a first crack at visualizing what would a digital version of the huddleboard look like. Here's a first look at what an accelerator for a digital huddleboard could look like. Let's assume that I'm a registered nurse and our floor is trying out this new prototype for a digital huddleboard. I'm going to log in here. One of the interesting things that you'll see right away is that my account and information and profile are listed up here in the right-hand corner. You'll see as it relates to the digital huddleboard, I have information that's passed out from, let's say, corporate central operations, whether it be safety information. There might be information that is visible in terms of recognition, other important announcements that might be facility or floor specific. But let's go back real quickly to the profile information here. First, you'll see that I have access to a series of alerts. We'll take a look at the Alert Center. Well, it looks like there's a new monthly download report that's out there and available that can provide us statistics as well as a history of activity associated with my floor. It looks like there was an announcement that the November scheduling is now available and sign up is now available. And then lastly, it appears a couple weeks ago that there was an alert associated with protocol information and updates associated with COVID care. Similarly, I've got integration here with my email inbox, and I can see that there is a handful of messages that are available for me to see. Now, one of the things that you'll notice as we move away from the individual alerts and the connectivity with my inbox, we'll see the corporate communications as well as any sort of facility or local floor information here. As we move down, we start to see some of the high-level metrics associated with our huddleboard or what happens to be going on currently on our floor or inside of our facility. Now, these are like the other areas I mentioned before. These are completely stitchable components, cards, charts, tables. And the idea is that we could roll these huddleboards out and in a very similar form and fashion as to the way that they're laid out today, give our users the ability to sort of mix and match how they want to lay out the information here. So inside of our sort of first level of key metrics, we have a couple of cards that just identify key stats and measurements, again, associated with our facility. We've got an occupied bed count for a sample statistic. We've got the number of rounds that I've individually made today. Let's say that I have a task list that I'm managing, potentially as part of something that's attached to the huddleboard. We could integrate that here as well. And then any sort of pending requests or other to-dos that maybe haven't been picked up. As we move into the sort of the second tier of information here, we can look at different tables as another type of component or module to add to the Huddleboard. We can look at logged issues and resolution status. We can look at the measurements as to how close those are to being resolved. We can look at a breakdown of information associated with specific data sets. The idea here is that we want to create the digital flavor and digital sort of leap from the existing Huddleboard experience to something that we can not only digitize, as part of it being digitized, have the ability to access it anywhere we're at. You don't need to be physically sitting in front of it. We could also display this information up visually inside of nurse stations, inside of break rooms. And then lastly, and perhaps most importantly, all of this information is stored off and audited so that if we want to replay the current state of the Huddleboard 3 weeks ago, or we need to have the ability to go back and look how specific data trends, we have the ability to come back and do that. So at the end of the day, these are the types of opportunities that we're looking at for the healthcare vertical to identify what are some of the not only moments of delight that we can provide, but what are some of the efficiencies that we can really lean on digital, as well as the skills and the robust talents that we have at AHEAD to help our customers in the healthcare vertical become more efficient and better serve their patients. Thank you.